Yeah. All right. What's up, people? How y'all doing? What's going on, Wolfpack? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Big shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack members in the building. Big shout out to my moderators, Black Mamba, Ebony, and Buck Bewley. Give it up for them. Yeah. My people, my people, my people. Before we go any further tonight, let's make this clear. Let's make it, I hate that term. Can I start that over? I hate that. Before we go any further tonight, I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. A young woman lost her life today. That's a tragedy. It was avoidable. This is also a tragedy. There are no winners here. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not shocked. If you're a Black American, you're probably not shocked either. Today in Minnesota, a protest turned into a fatal encounter between law enforcement and a protester. Based on the footage, it looked like a protester blocked a federal vehicle, tried to speed away, was told to stop, tried to speed away, and an officer believed their life was in danger. Lethal force was used. It's the disbelief that stood out to me. Yeah. It's the people that who couldn't wrap their heads around what happened. That's what got me. I mean, people were yelling and screaming, asking, how could this happen? Using various four-letter words. The whole time my mouth was open the whole time, like, unbelievable. And I think most of Black America sitting back, if they knew about it, sitting back and saying, yeah, we've seen this movie before. I'll take my popcorn to go. Because for us, this isn't theoretical. We learned a long time ago that when you corner an armed authority in America, especially with the vehicle involved, the state does not hesitate to eliminate. That lesson wasn't taught to us in the classroom. That lesson was taught to us in real life. It was taught to us through funerals, T-shirts. This isn't about immigration policy. It's not about whether you support or oppose ICE. It's about understanding power. Too many people in this country still don't understand how quickly protests turn into punishment, and they don't understand power. In fact, the last couple of days, the last couple of segments of this live stream, I've been talking about that one thing, power. Some people think I'm talking about supporting Trump. Some people think I'm talking about being down with regime change. But what I'm really talking about is power. They got it. We need it. We don't have it. So tonight we're going to talk about it. Tonight's title, Black America Learned This All Before. Obviously, we're going to talk about this situation, this young lady. We're going to get into what took place. I'm going to give my commentary because this is not a news show. This is a what? It's a commentary show. Commentary means I don't just tell you what happened. I tell you what I think about it. offer some suggestions of things you could consider while you think about it, right? That's what commentary is about. Tragic, avoidable. Tragic, yes. Avoidable, yes. I'm not cheering it. I don't cheer people getting killed unless they were killing others in the process. People that have been on this channel before know this. I made a post about it earlier today on X and on Facebook. And Jesus Christ. Black people understand this situation. We'll get more into that later. If you check out the thumbnail, kind of says the story right there if you saw the thumbnail on your way in. Let's get into it. I got a couple clips, nothing graphic. I did my best to scrub it of profanity. And yeah, let's run that. I thought that was a problem for my technical support. It's baby pictures. It's a beautiful thing to get baby pictures on a day like this.
Next up. With Tim Black.
Okay, so what we're seeing here is the vehicle blocking ICE vehicles. That's why the ICE people get out the car, because the car is a truck is blocking. They get out their truck because they're being blocked by another truck. This is not an accident. This is a known tactic of protesters. Protesters want to hinder, they want to stop the progress of ICE vehicles. They're interfering in law enforcement. That's what that is. It's a punishable offense. That's not kissing the cop's ass, the ICE ass. No, that's just telling you what it is. If you stop a cop from doing their job, you're doing what? Obstructing justice, right? So they're well within their means or well within the rules to tell her to get out the car, issue her a citation, or maybe take her into custody. I don't know how far it goes. I'm sure Jasmine Crockett is somewhere right now saying it's not a crime to stop cops from doing their jobs. More on that later.
No! No! Oh my God! What the
Okay, so the annoying voice you hear is a woman who's filming in total disbelief that when you drive away from cops and one cop is standing closer to the front rear wheel, let's say you try to hit him. And maybe they felt that you could hit him. Maybe they did think that you were possibly going to hit them, if out of nothing else than nervousness. It's possible, but I'm just saying cops use that all the time. When the officer approaches, asks to get out the car, the effing car, 2 times. Then she starts to pull away. They pull the handle. Then she's not responding. Folks, I've seen this so many times covering Black Americans that are being pulled over for whatever reason. I could almost do this one in my sleep. I mean, can you imagine how many of these I've seen over the last 12, 13, 14 years? A lot, Johnson. I've seen them in the city of, I've seen them in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Not that long ago. Here, as you can see, the officer There's an officer in front of her vehicle right now. He's directly in front of the vehicle. The one on the side is just trying to open the door, but there is someone standing in front of the vehicle right now. Let's keep going.
No!
All right. Officer turns to the side. It's easy for him to move out the way. Did he need to shoot her? I don't feel he did need to shoot her. I don't think he did. I'm consistent. I don't think he needed to shoot this woman. This woman, if she was really trying to run over law enforcement, she would have turned her wheel the other way. She may have backed up. I mean, we know what people want to do when they're trying to hit you. It doesn't appear to be her motive. Doesn't matter. Because whether the officer is wrong or right or wrong, Renee Nicole Good is gone. That's the point.
Oh my God! What the? You just did you do?
I do not believe other ICE officers are glad that this ICE officer unloaded 3 shots. I don't think they're happy about that. I think there's a reason why there was only one officer that fired. And I think it's a reason why the other officers quickly turned away. One more time, fam.
Oh my God!
The one that's walking is putting his hands in his ears, it looks like. Because he shot, first of all, he shot very close to where his partner's head was.
What the? You just did you do? You are criminals! You're criminals! What the? What the actual? You are fucking insane! No! Shame!
All right. If you block a vehicle, if you block a federal vehicle, a federal law enforcement vehicle, you are breaking the law. If you don't heed a warning, you don't heed a commandment by a law enforcement officer, and you flee, things can happen. In fact, the majority of the stories that I cover where Black Americans are shot dead by cops is due to fleeing. It's not due to them attacking cops. It's just due to them trying to get away from cops. Happens all the time. That's really what pissed me off about the story, other than the loss of Renee Nicole Good, is also what planet are people living on? Yeah, it's very frustrating that we have so many people on the Democratic side, so many progressives and liberals. Where were you at when we'll be covering other stories like Dante Wright in Minnesota? Same situation, basically. The only difference was Dante was only 20 years old. He just didn't want a ticket. Maybe he had something in the car, I don't know. But he didn't want to go to jail. He didn't have insurance on that car he was driving. And when the cops tried to put the cuffs on him, he jumped back in the car and he tried to pull off, and the Officer Cooper, I think it was, unloaded accidentally, she says, looking for a stun gun. And shot him dead smack in the chest and took his life. She was convicted of manslaughter. Dante Wright was not a situation where an officer was in harm's way. There was no officer surrounding the vehicle, in front of the vehicle, anywhere near the front of the vehicle. They were all on the side of the vehicle. In fact, the officer shot him through an open passenger door. Result is a little bit different. I think she did a year and a half before she got paroled. All I'm trying to say is that it's almost insulting the level of don't understand, the level of FAFO. I hate to use that term, but yeah, the level of FAFO going on with the progressives right now. The level of not understanding the naivete of these protesters. Fam, you are protesting and you are getting very spirited and aggressive in your protests. And cops on the edge, and that's great for them because they all have guns. Not great for you because you don't have guns, I'm assuming. Great for them because they have tactical gear. Great for them because they have a walkie-talkie, which enables them to call more cops, to call in reinforcements. Not so great for you. All you got is a hand with some skin on it and a head full of anger and frustration. And you think you got God on your side. You think you're doing the right thing. All I got to ask is this very basic question. Is it something that Tim Walz should have asked these young people and old people too, and all these liberal whites that are out these in these streets? Are you willing to die for it? That's a question we should have been asking. He should have been asking when he was telling the citizens of Minnesota not to take it laying down, not to let them walk all over you. Show Trump what you mean, that you're not gonna listen to Trump. Let them know. Democrats like talking that talk. They're not the ones out there putting their lives on the line. Somebody should have asked Renee Nicole Good, was she good? Meaning, was she good leaving Earth at 37? I think if she would have been posed that question, she might have reconsidered. Sadly, she won't get that option. So my beef is not only with the law enforcement officer. Yeah, I think the law enforcement officer overreacted. I think this was unnecessary. I think it was obvious that it appeared to me that it was obvious. Being detached from the emotional moment, which makes it easier. I'll admit that. But it looked like she was trying to get out of here, not trying to get on top of him. Now, could she have possibly accidentally done that? Could he have been thinking otherwise? Have they been getting death threats while they're out there? Once again, I'm looking back at Governor Tim Walz. I'm looking at Mayor Frey. I'm looking at all the rhetoric that the Democrats and all these other protesters have. And then they get shocked. Like I said in the tweet on YouTube or Facebook, a post on YouTube, a tweet, I put it on social. You know, since Trump took office, we've had a number of progressives and liberals telling black Americans, you better be careful, blacks. Soon, they're going to be treating you like us. Now, message to the immigrants, message to the protesters. You better be careful because they're now treating you like they treat us. And don't get it twisted, they'll shoot white kids. White kids get shot by cops. Often too late, they end up shot first. They often wait a little bit too long with the white that they pull over. That's what's surprising. Yeah, that's surprising that he did not hesitate with a white woman. That's kind of surprising. I mean, when you consider who gets killed by cops, no matter what the circumstances, I think white women come in last. Not this time. Democrats have put a battery in the back of protesters that this is the thing to do because it suits them politically. They have nothing else that they can offer except civil disobedience. Nothing else to offer except complaining and protesting and calling Trump names and cursing at Trump. That's it. That's all they got. So that's what they are on. That's the only knob they're turning. But realizing, not even caring that there are real life people that are on the other side of that, and that they are the ones that are going to be hurt by it. A lot of these Congress people that are telling average American citizens to turn up the heat have security, have gated communities, are not out here blocking cars, blocking vehicles with their bodies or with their vehicles. And when you do it with your vehicle and there's a person outside of their vehicle, I mean, let's just say, I've covered enough of these stories to tell you, it's very easy to get run over when you're in the street and someone's driving and they're got a head full of steam. I think one of my first videos I ever covered was that. Young man who got paralyzed behind a situation like that. So anyway, this is not about anything other than power. And I think it's time, as somebody told these protesters and told these anti-Trumpers and told these people that want to live in a country without borders, and told these people that people should be able to go wherever they want, whatever country they want to roam to, and be wherever they want to be on the fucking planet, that's not the rules under this administration. And I'm sorry that America is so flip-floppy that it depends on who's in office, what laws will be enforced. But you rolled snake eyes. Yeah, if you're a legal immigrant or undocumented immigrant, whatever we're calling it this week, you rode snake eyes. Trump's president, he may not have lived up to making the cost of living go down. He lived up to deporting motherfuckers. That he did. That was a campaign promise too. I keep seeing him read the campaign promises and skip over the deportation and the border security part. It's things that Trump was obligated to do or promised to do. He keeps skipping that one. When I'm hearing Schumer and Crockett and whatever the face and all Jeffries, when I'm hearing them all talk their talking points about how whack Trump is doing, they forget that part. Yeah, that was part of what he got elected to do as well. That party's done in spades. They're doing a damn good job at that. I don't know everything. I don't know the politics of Minnesota. I don't know what's going on in the ground there. I'm not there. I don't know the mentality of the protesters that are in Minnesota. I'm not a part of that either. I'm a commentator. Do so from here in Maryland. But I do know traffic stops. I do know police encounters. And I do know getting shot when not listening to cops, what that ends up with. And yeah, in a lot of cases that I cover, people get paid. But the problem is, just like Dante Wright, Renee Nicole Good is gone. There's a lot of people you could blame for that. Of course, you could blame the officer. And yeah, some people going to blame Renee. Yeah, Renee Good, they're going to blame her too. But I think you got to blame also the Democratic Party, their leadership, their tone, their attitude, their rebelliousness on this issue, as if the freaking toothpaste ain't already out the tube. This is happening. Accept it. This is happening. People are being deported. Being deported is not being dead. Being deported is being deported. What Renee got is deleted. Get it? Difference. So the shock from protesters that something actually went down. What do you thought this was? A demonstration? That's what they thought. This is a demonstration. This is fun. Oh, they forgot when they were out there protesting, even back in the BLM days, they forgot why we were protesting. We were protesting because so many niggas got killed by cops. Remember that? That's the real reason. I know it got murky. towards the middle there somewhere. It became about the getting rid of the nuclear family and helping trans kids play ball or use trans women use tampons in the girls, whatever the hell those women were about, or mansions and yachts and toasting champagne and saying F the whitey. But at the end of the day, at the beginning of it, the grass was part of it. The grass was the fundamental start of it. On the ground level was black people being killed by cops. And now I get a bunch of protesters and people online acting shocked that somebody got killed by cops. No, that's why you should be protesting, because of the threat of that. And to conduct yourself in a way where that's a total shock to you, like you just came outside, you sat in a movie theater, and when you came out, it was midnight. You went in, it was 4 p.m. in the afternoon, sunny and bright. You come out, it's 20 to 30 degrees colder. You got no jacket, and it's midnight. And maybe there was a nuclear bomb dropped while you were gone. Or maybe the zombies came back, like in 20 days, 28 days later. All of a sudden, there's zombies running around. I mean, you would have thought that's what happened, the way these people are conducting themselves. Well, you know what? If you're out there protesting and giving these ICE officers your ass to kiss because it's cool, in vogue, or the thing to do, you're going to FAFO too. My condolences to the family. You know, Renee Good was a 37-year-old mother of one. She has a 6-year-old that won't be seeing mommy anymore. And like I said, we could blame the officer. Some will blame the officer only for some reason. Some will blame Renee for some reason. But I say you got to also blame Tim Walz, the mayor of Minneapolis, and all this protesting nonsense talk about stopping a superpower from superpowering when it's a fucking law. We protest against police brutality. We protest against cops, no-knock warrants. We don't protest against rightful, lawful activities. Picking up people you think are undocumented is not unlawful. That's the difference, and I'm tired of people conflating it. And I'm tired of so many black so-called truth tellers, commentators not being able to have the guts to say that to their white friends. Even if they give a lot of money on Patreon, they should hear the truth. But that's okay. Come on over here, whites. I'll tell you the truth. Listen, it's not illegal to deport people in America. That's why Obama deported so many damn many, okay? It's not illegal to deport people. It's not illegal to detain people. Okay? Had to listen to Crockett tell me it's not a crime to come across the border unannounced without going through checkpoints, without authorization. Well, let me tell you, it's also not. I don't know if that's a crime or not. I know it's a misdemeanor. I know if you get caught doing it more than once, it's a felony. You could be banned from ever coming back in the country. But I do know for a fact it is not illegal for an ICE officer to detain your ass. That I know. That is a fact. So stop conflating black people's predicament to immigrants. They changed the rules. That's a pain in the ass. I get it, man. That's fucked up. It really is. I mean, my people that agree with the deportations and border security acknowledge that it's messed up, that this shit keeps changing every election cycle. Admit that the flippity-floppiness of it is gotta wreak havoc on people's mental state. Admit that it's a little inconvenient not knowing what life's gonna be. Admit that the stress level is off the Richter scale. Admit this is now no way to run a fucking country. I admit all those things. Because to me, that's true. Too many people want it black or white. They don't want to acknowledge problems on both sides of the ball. There are. But in this situation, you know the side that's playing for keeps? The presidential cabinet, the Trump regime, ICE, Department of Homeland Security. Those are the ones playing for keeps. And not to mention there were a few ICE officers shot, so that's something. That's it. My condolences to the family of Renee Good. Unfortunate, tragic, avoidable, unshocking, sad. Likely to happen again. These things coming through, you know. Now, I got some more clips now for us to take a look at. I mean, there's more that happened. I mean, Tim Walz came out and made statements. The mayor of Minneapolis came out, he talked. We can get into that. You know, we had that conversation. Let's check the temperature of the people in the room. How y'all doing, fam? How's the Tim Black Wolfpack doing tonight? Y'all good? Yeah. Stop marching. Okay. They can march if they want to. Just don't block the cops. Don't lay hands on the cops. Don't impede the cops. That's all. I never tell somebody to lose their right, their freedom of speech. You know, protesting. Hold on, man. Hold on. Okay. I feel you. I feel you, Gaga. Check this out. Don't get me twisted, fam. I will never tell somebody they don't have the right to protest. Protesting is a fundamental part of the civil rights movement. It was a tool being utilized by Black Americans. It was instrumental, was helpful. It wasn't everything, but it helped. And I would never tell people not to use their rights. That's not the message. The message is don't protest in a way that is illegal. I've been to protests. I have been to protests. I have participated in protests. There's a way to protest. I've been in protests where there were people that say, hey, let's go jump in the revolving pool. Let's go jump in there's this pool out in front of the Capitol. It's not really a pool. It's like a place with water in it. And you get in it, your ass is either going to go to jail or get a hefty fine. Had some white guy there at one of our protests we had an event. I was one of the speakers. No, I wasn't the speaker. I was just covering it. Not to mention that I was just covering it. I wasn't even part of it. I was media. And he wanted everybody to, because there were Capitol Police around and shit. He was like, you know what, guys, we need to all show some solidarity. Let's everybody get into this pool. My son looked at me. I looked at my son. I said, no, I'm good. Yeah, I didn't come to go to jail today. Not for this bullshit about what are we protesting? This is around 2015, I think it was. Yeah, this is like 2015, 2016. Anyway, the point is, fam, I've been in protests. I've been part of protests. It's a way to protest and a way not to. And you have to know, okay, do this, go to jail. Do this, could get shot. I've been in protests at the DNC. People trying to climb the barrier to get inside the DNC to witness what was happening on the floor. I've been there. You been there at those protests? I was there. There. Telling brothers to get your ass down for you get shot. That's what the guns are for. So typically when you go to these actions, these political activations, these actions that they do, they've already prepared themselves. They already know what they're going to do may cause them to go to jail. They come prepared. That's why often there is no struggle. They are prepared to go to jail. They came there to go to jail. A lot of times protesters come to go to jail. They know what they're doing is unlawful. They know they're not going to obey commands. And when they're told to leave, they're not going to leave. Or they'll handcuff themselves or something or whatever, right? What I'm saying is you got to know the stakes. And don't get it twisted. If you want to jump out there, if you feel comfortable with the stakes, have at it, Johnson. Have at it. But know that going in. And I do not believe that this is the way a mom wants to go out. That's all I'm saying. Shot in the face by an ICE officer, not even stopping at deportation. I guess she just thought he just let her drive away, which leads me to a whole nother level. That's another 40-minute conversation of the audacity of the white lady thinking, oh, I can just block the cops, them physically get out their vehicles to apprehend me. I can jump in my car and nothing will happen. And it's like, huh? It doesn't mean they should have shot her. It doesn't mean it's cool. It's the furthest thing from cool, right? It really is. The ICE officer should have been focusing on de-escalating the situation, not taking it to the ultimate climax of loss of life, right? Lethal force. That's unnecessary. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that she's a total victim. Total victims were in the house. Yeah, I mean, an innocent person is, yeah, not, yeah. And you're too old to do that and not know that. Too old to do it and not know it. I covered a story. Now we're just talking. I remember vividly covering a story of a woman and her 4 kids. Traffic stop. They wanted her to get out the car. She didn't want to get out the car. She finally got out the car. When she realized they were trying to handcuff her, her and her son got out the car. They ran around the car a couple times. They get back in the car, and they're driving off. They didn't have weapons. The cop shot into the car. There's a mother and 4 kids. Son was like 13, but the rest were little kids. He knew there were kids in the car. He shot in the car anyway. I think it was like Arizona. So this is not a new situation. If a cop will shoot at 4 blacks, I think they'll shoot at 1 white woman. Yeah, if they shoot at a black mom and her 3 kids, I think they might shoot a white woman who just blocked them from doing their jobs. They might. They might. And for you to think they wouldn't makes me believe you either don't know what you into or you got some audacity. And I'm putting some of that on Tim Walz in this fervor around protests, this instigation from somebody sitting in their fucking government mansion, the governor's mansion, complaining about people outside in cars calling him a name. Oh, they called me I've never been called retard so many times in my life. This isn't right what they're doing out here. I can't believe this. But you, lady, go out there and put yourselves in harm's way. Risk it all. But I'm behind my, I had to cut my stereo up to 5 to drown out the sounds of mean word they were saying to me. I quit my job, I quit. That's it, I can't do it anymore. I can't do this anymore. That's Tim Walz. You gonna listen to that guy tell you to put a battery in your back and go out here and put yourself in harm's way? See, everybody's playing the media game, fam. All of them are playing the media game. Everybody you see who comment on this. I didn't go to CNN. I didn't go to MS Now. I didn't go to none of the CBS, ABC to hear what they're saying, but I already know what they're saying. I could close my eyes and picture Tiffany Cross or Bakari Sellers, all the usual suspects, Charlamagne the God, Van Lathan and the young lady with him, amazing. I see it. I can hear them now. All the saying how deplorable it was. I can hear the panel on CNN, Abby Phillips' panel, and Scott Jennings sucker punching a bunch of liberals now, all complaining about what happened. As if FAFO ain't a thing. It's funny because Roland is walking around with his shirt FAFO, making fun of all people who didn't know Trump was going to be horrible. But he won't worry FAFO about a woman who thought she was bulletproof against fucking ICE. To the point she's going to listen to Tim Walz and block vehicles, get a directive, and then drive around a cop. And it should have been off by a foot. Some say she ran over the cop. I don't think she did. Some say she hit the cop. I don't think she did. But that's not my point, fam. My point is, these people cannot hold Tim Walz responsible. In fact, they can't keep it real at all because they have to play Democratic Party loyalty games. Republicans can't admit, maybe you don't shoot a woman in the face when you're unhurt and the car is past you. I said the same thing about, remember the young man who, what's the young man who was shot, Hinton? Ryan Hinton? Or was that the father? Oh, he had a gun. The gun was on the ground. If that was his gun, it was a gun found far away from him. He's past the cops. They shoot him in the back. Same thing. So I'm wondering where these people been at protesting. Oh, these are isolated protests. They only care about immigrants being deported. Well, this explains it all. Because you don't know everything else that's been going on in the country. I mean, if it ain't George Floyd, you ain't been paying attention. Act Blue, unless Act Blue see you the email, you don't know what's happening? Anyway, I told you I could go off on this. Happens to be in my wheelhouse. Hypocrisy, right? Explaining a thing does that mean you condone the thing. Adding context to an event is the job of a commentator. It does that mean, yay, I'm glad it happened. So I'm pretty sure that's why I had to pin a comment, Buck Ebony and Black Mamba had to pin a comment because I'm sure there will be morons who will equate me explaining what I see here as giving props. No, I oppose trigger-happy cops, and I have so for 14 years. I'm not going to change that just because I think we need a border enforcement. I'm not going to change that just because I know unmitigated immigration hurts my people and I got a problem with it. That's my politics. But on a human level, I would not support cops shooting unarmed women in the face because it's having a bad day and it's cold outside. That's not a good enough reason for me, particularly when their vehicle is already past you when you do it. Or nearly past you. Because if she was past him, he would have shot her in the back, right? But mean it as it may. I'm sure more information will come out later, right? We got a bad situation at hand, fam. Republicans can't keep it real, neither can Democrats. And you know what? Thank God, because that makes me valuable. Doesn't make me marketable to those groups, but it does make me valuable or valuable to you. Now, That would be a good time to remind you to go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Show, starting only $5 a month. Who's going to tell you this real rugged, raw truth about what's happening in these real, literal streets? Right? The shock of the protesters, the shock of some online tells me one thing. They don't know how power works. Well, you need to start following 50 Cent. He has the whole Power series. Maybe then you'll understand how power works. Like we used to say to the Go-Go back in the late 80s, you ain't got no power. So anyway, that's where we at. Thank you, fam. I'll take that as a compliment, WD. I try, fam. You know, I don't always get it right. But this one, I think I got this one. Yeah, I got this one. You know, I got to redeem myself. It's okay to make mistakes. If you ain't making mistakes, you ain't trying hard enough. Right? You ain't on your grind. You gotta grind. You gotta make mistakes, baby. Once again, my condolences to the family of Miss Good. This is sad. It's beyond sad. It's horrific. That's someone's child, you know. Someone's wife. Someone's mom. And she may have just thought she was doing the right thing. Right? She wasn't planting car bombs. Right? Hey, here goes something. And I haven't said this before, but I'm going to say it. You know what? Neither was Ashley Babbitt. You know, I've had time to think about it over time since they brought back up January 6th and everyone's talking. You know, Ashley Babbitt wasn't planting car bombs. Right? I think it's a good point to make right now, right? But she was doing something that was unlawful. And she was given a command. And she did understand the command she was given. Right? How many Democrats complained when Ashley Babbitt lost her fight? I'm just asking. I don't remember a single Democrat complaining. Let that sink in, Don Lemon, in the lemon heads. Oh, but that's different. Oh, you don't remember what happened to you that time when? What happened at the time when Devo choked me out in Smoke's backyard? Oh, that was different, DJ Pooh. That was different. That was different. Yeah, it's different when it's your guy, right? That's the problem. It's different when it's your guy. Republicans, same thing. Remember how you felt when Ashley Babbitt got the business, the wrong end of the stick? Remember that? Wasn't funny. Wasn't an officer just doing their job? Huh? See, we can do this all day. Problem is we don't have enough media doing it like this. Look, I'm not expecting to convert people's opinions. I just want you for like a second, maybe some people that are somewhat open, right? To just think for a second about the other side of the equation. And we don't have enough of that, right? We just have people, because the safe money fam is always on, just being on one side. Safe money is just riding with the team, dancing with the person you came with. And being on one side of the ball, people know what to expect. You don't challenge their thought process, and it's just the same old shit. They can sit there and watch to you. I don't want to play that way, fam. Maybe if I was in my 20s, 30 years old or so, looking at a career and this shit, there's something to be said about us old heads. There are some upsides. Anyway, folks, I hope people might consider that. I think it's relevant to the conversation. In fact, I haven't heard anybody use it yet. I'm sure. If you share this broadcast with some people, let them know. Make sure you put my name on it. Yeah, so many other things I've come up with that somehow end up other places. Maybe this one thing won't end up on CNN where people forget who said it. But I think that's a prime example, especially considering the way they were talking just yesterday, 24 hours ago. I didn't hear a single Democrat mourn, say a single sad thing about Ashley Babbitt. They talked about the officers who got hurt. They didn't talk about her. For some reason, they got this 6'8" black dude who's only got one claim to fame, and he was at the Capitol. Now he wants to be a senator. Being a moderate liberal is not an exciting thing to be. Nor is it a thing anybody should get excited about or throw money at. I'm just throwing that out there. They're not going to change shit. The only thing they want to change is their own tax bracket. But, hey, I'm just being honest. All right, guys. Where we at here? We've only been talking an hour? Do we want to go with the other clips? We want to do this? We want to go further? I'll be chill. What's up, Al? We want to go further because I got more. Do we want to sit through Tim Orr's show, Tim? Why not? It's too early. You only been on an hour. Well, let's do it, Johnson. Smoke them if you got them.
Oh my fucking god! What the?
To ICE, get the f out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason for being in this.
See what I mean? See how tough the mayor talks? That's the mayor talking. Get the F out of Minneapolis. See what I'm saying? The effect that Jasmine Crockett, and I'm going to give her credit. Jasmine Crockett, you did a great job of inspiring everyone to act stupid. You got everybody. Oh, it worked for her. We're turn up the heat. That's what the base wants. The base wants us. The base wants us to be offensive and yell and drop F-bombs. Dropping F-bombs, no one can spend that at the grocery store. You do realize that. It says valueless as an expired coupon. It's as useful as a tire with a hole in it. That dog don't hunt. And for some reason, all the Democrats are using this tactic because they saw it work so well with Jasmine Crockett. Look how she rolls up the ranks. But see, Frey doesn't realize Jasmine won't win Senate. He just wants a little bit of airtime, but you know what Frey will do that's different? This guy will slip right back into nerdy white guy mode as soon as he realizes it's unsuccessful. And people will just be like that. Remember the time when he used to spaz out? He won't be labeled this for the rest of his career. Crockett will. That's why I envision her on a podcast coming towards you. But anyway, back to this guy. Yeah, he's doing the new playbook for the Democrats. That is, pretend to really care about stuff. Not fix shit, but pretend to really care. And the only way to do that is to curse.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. We collectively are going to do everything possible to get to the bottom of this, to get justice, and to make sure that there is an investigation that is conducted in full. But what we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it. They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America.
Back! Get back! Let go! Let go! Whoa! Kill someone else! Go for it! Kill someone else!
I'm so disappointed in this, brother fam. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to start. Hand in your black card now, you goofy. Hand it in right now. You're over there. Put him on the bench. Take his card. Sit him over there on his hands. Folks, he's in a shoving match with a guy with a gun. Must have some Nigerian family members that are on the verge of being deported. Maybe some Somali family members.
Safety in America.
Get back! Get back!
Get back. Look at his hand. Look at his hand. No. See his hand? I don't want to hear it. See his hand? You don't do that shit. You don't do that. I fight for black people every day. I do not fight for you to do things that can make you lose eyesight. And for what? What is he grabbing? Look at the officers like, nigga, what are you doing? The officer can't believe this shit. Look at the officer. The officer's like, is this shit happening right now? Is this guy gonna make me have to pull out a can and whip ass? The officers are stunned, fam. The officer can't believe this. Am I gonna have to Wayne Brady you today? Yeah, that's what it's like, the Wayne Brady moment with Dave Chappelle. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to, is an ICE officer gonna have to shoot an N-word? That's what he's thinking, Johnson. That's what he's thinking. This officer used restraint. At least he chose the right sidearm, the right armament. Unlike Miss Cooper, who used her service revolver on Dante Wright. This is how accidents happen. Whoa. Yo, you got a face full of that orange stuff, and I don't think it's citrusy. See what I'm saying? Begging. Did someone get killed? No. Did Freddie Gray just get his spine snapped by cops who thought it was fun to put him handcuffed and put in the back of a vehicle and drive around the roughest areas and do sudden stops on a death ride or whatever they called it? No, that's not what happened. Just ICE looking for people that should not be in the country. And for that, you want to risk losing your eyesight. The kicker to this, though, fam, is that the white guy has to remind him, you can die today. This is a friend.
else! Kill someone else! Go for it! Kill someone else!
Listen to the words that the fools are saying. Folks, there's a white guy screaming at the top of his lungs, kill someone else. Go for it. Fam, I don't know if y'all can hear that correctly. There's someone yelling at the top of their lungs in the distance, telling the ICE officers to kill someone else. Go for it. And they keep saying it over and over. Some people have a fetish. They got nothing to live for. They're willing to die for anything, fam. Some people have it. And like I said, if you come out and you say, hey, this is the way I want to go out, this is what I'm trying to do, I do not co-sign it. But people choose all the time how they want to exit. My understanding is Niagara Falls is full of people that decided they want to go for a dip permanently. I get it. All right? But fam, this part bothers me. It really does, fam. This right here bothers me. But this white guy here, this part is good, what this white guy's gonna do for him. But listen for the voice calling for violence.
Someone else! Kill someone else! Go for it! Kill someone else!
And if you could not hear him, if you could not hear the young man, I don't know how young he is, but you couldn't hear the white guy tell the black guy, hey, they already killed somebody today. Chill, man. They've already killed somebody today. Already killed one person today, okay? Nat, hey, man, we need to go down in the ball of fire. No, he's like, dude. Hey, dude. They'll do it, man. This is not a game. I know the bills are tight. I know the dog needs an operation. I know the degree just gave you with a bunch of debt. What you gonna do with this arty art degree anyway? I get it, man. Girlfriend dumps you. Can't find a decent one. Your balloon got popped. Soon as you walk out, they popped the balloon. Soon as you walked out, didn't even smoke. Hello, tell us about pop. I thought it was 4th of July the balloon went off so quick. But this is not the way to do this, man. Keep hope alive. People at the end of people at the end of their rope, people are going through it. I get that, man. Stress is a mother, right? And I don't think everybody at these protests. Some of these people, this protest is a stand-in for so many other things that are wrong in their lives. You got to remember where we are right now. There are people whose ends are not meeting. People who are, everybody you meet. And I try to keep this in mind. And now that I'm a part of the Super Grievers Club, where you understand, you learn only through grieving just how life is. Make sure you go back in your mind and remember everybody you thought was an asshole that day. Maybe they had a reason, Tim. Yeah, man. I mean, they were going through this, and I probably didn't know they were going through a similar thing of loss. They had no sympathy, no liquor, no nothing, no movies, nothing's gonna cure. And it just keeps coming back. So people are going through all these things. I think sometimes protests or things or issues, situations like this can be stand-ins for other things, all the things wrong in one's life. So I know that's a psychological term for it. It's I'm about to ask Dr. Musa about it, maybe, when we do our show tomorrow. All right? No talking points. But you get what I'm saying? Anyway. Yeah, I think sometimes people have other demons and other issues. And they use the protests and whatever's happening. Not saying it's not a real thing, but they use that as a catalyst to kind of like get all this shit out. And all I'm saying, fam, is ICE has got time. They will make time for you. Cops are not the ones to work it out with. They historically have no problems ending the conversation. Run, dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going, fam. Let's go to Tim Walls.
National television. We have been warning for weeks that the Trump administration's dangerous, sensationalized operations are a threat to our public safety, that someone was going to get hurt. Just yesterday, I said exactly that. What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear. We won't let them tear us apart. We'll not turn against each other. To Minnesotans, I say this: I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully, as you always do.
Thank you, Governor.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You said always do. Because they always express their rights peacefully, right? Tim Walls is full of, you know what, we're going to pick better words today. We're not going to just use those words. Tim Walls is a very dishonest person. He's a liar. Tim Walls is the governor of Minnesota. You know, where George Floyd were the ground zero for the riots of 2020. This guy's saying, be peaceful like you always do. Then he proceeds to bring up the National Guard, who he was put on alert just in case they don't. That's how honest Tim Walls is. Tim Walls on one hand will say, hey, my people are always peaceful. Hey man, go get the security. Get the fucking security in here, man. Get them in there. All of them. Put them on alert right now. Put them on standby. Gonna need them, shit. These hyenas are gonna go crazy. But I'm sure you'll rise above it and say, damn Trump, the unhinged one causing trouble. You got them coming, right? Tell them to bring the extra guns. Bring them. Yes. And I mean, that's exactly what he just did. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Not that much. I mean, watch. He virtual signals this bullshit. And then the next thing you know, what's he do?
What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear. We won't let them tear us apart. We'll not turn against each other. To Minnesotans, I say this: I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully, as you always do.
Thank you, Governor. So for the military, Minnesota National Guard is comprised of 13,000 soldiers and airmen. We live all across and work throughout Minnesota. A warning order is just an initial step to increase your preparations. The Minnesota Guard is always prepared to respond and support state agencies and
Yeah. Timmy time.
This happened a couple of hours ago, and we're already pitting American against American. All of you saw a video in your eyes. We have a chaotic situation caused by the largest deployment in American history of federal agents into a community with no communication to locals. We had a chaotic situation where an individual is in their car, shot and killed. And so, look, I want to be very cautious here, because Donald Trump will make this about me. He will make this about politics. This is about public safety, and this is about normalcy. To Americans who are watching this, if you're in Portland or you're in LA or you're in Chicago or you're wherever they're coming next, stand with us. Stand with us against this.
Next up.
Yeah, I don't think it takes much. I don't think it takes much brain power, family, to be of the opinion that Tim Walz is not an honest person. And I only hope that the shakeout of the scandal will result in people actually pulling the rug up underneath his ass and exposing, because I do not believe the scandal that's taking place in his state did so without him being fully aware. Like, I don't think that could happen. I mean, for the books to be off for 1 year, okay. You know, we've all paid for things 1 year, maybe 2 years. I mean, you know, you got a business, you got a subscription. I've got subscriptions I thought I'd canceled. Like, I have a subscription right now to Stramichael's website I meant to cancel. I thought I did. It's only $1 a month. I look up, it's been 3 months. I don't even use it. He doesn't use my content. He just said a bunch of things when he came out, it's really not a political environment that a person can say black on his platform doesn't really work for him. I understand that. Him being so, conservative. The word black is not useful. But the point is, sometimes you forget what you subscribe to. Like, you forget, you get your receipts, you're like, oh, what the hell is this I just paid for? I thought I turned that off. But you can't say that when it's happened for over a decade. About a decade, like after 4 years, if you keep seeing deficits, you got to say, hold on a second here. Like, if the autism rate goes times 10, you got to say, hey, let's go check out some of these places and see where the autistic kids are. Let's make sure there are kids in the actual classrooms of these places. So what I'm saying is, I'm not gullible enough to believe no one knew what was going on. So, yeah, you may have accidentally paid the family plan for Spotify, thinking everybody was going to use your account. But at some point, you want to, after 4 years, maybe to bring that down to an individual account, bro. But Tim Walz wants you to believe that he had no idea. Not just him, no one in his office. No one in his, it's not just one guy. A governor has a lot of people that work for him. A lot of people making money, Johnson. Lots of money exchanging hands. All right. Let's go on to the next one, man. Like I said, I hope that people see Tim Walz for what he is. I saw for who he was. I had a feeling about him when Kamala picked him, because before then I didn't know who he was. And I remember at the time, there was still some progressives hanging around, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Oh, Tim Walz was great, Tim. You're really not. You're no progressive at all, Tim. So you know what? You're right. I'm not. Because if that's your guy, I can't be your guy. In no world do I exist as a person's go-to commentator when they rock with Tim Walz. I can't see it. That's, oil and water don't mix. Now, let's keep it moving, fam. We got a little further to go here.
With Tim Black.
Maybe that was it. Well, shit, maybe that was it. I don't know if there's anything else. Am I done? Hey, that's it. I must have took it out. Hey, I must have deleted it. Hey, nothing there. Good. I'm good with that. I'm straight. We didn't need to see that other thing, whatever that was. It was it's probably somebody complaining. Oh, you know what it was? It was Ma'am Donnie. Ma'am Donnie came out and gave a press conference talking about what New York's going to do, how New York's going to stand up, and fun times, Johnson, fun times. Comments? Tim Black, Wolfpack in the house. I just saw somebody. And I can't forget who it was. Somebody gave some free stuff. Who did it, Johnson? Who did it? Damn, they're guns. You see, everything disappears. What happened? Everything happened. All right. Happy New Year. Notice the other ICE agents were there, could have intervened. They could have disabled the vehicle. Notice only one responds with lethal force. Yeah, only one was near the wheel well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you will see, fam. You'll see. Minnesota down bad. I agree with that, Fall Guy. Dr. Clyde Anderson in the building. Yo, Dr. Clyde Anderson. You should say protest legally. Peacefully is legally. But I agree. Oh, man. Okay. Oh man, things like that cross my mind. But I also recognize that in a country as big as America, and as many people there are in a state, there's a story that can distract from any story as long as people want to focus on it. So every day, there's so much content that's created. And that's just reactions to things that happen in the real world. There's so many things that happen every day that you could literally be distracted from everything every day, all the time. I mean, it's always amazing what does hit the radar. That's what kind of gets me. It's like what actually does get focus, right? But yeah, I got your point. Yo, I've been wondering about this, Jay. That's you. Okay. I've seen this comment before, fam. The Community Outreach Associates of Pelham Parkway, the Bronx, New York. Stand up. We'll rock with that. Yeah. We'll rock with that. Thank you, fam. BS detector. Lord have mercy. I'm trying, fam. See, now, this is a problem. Hey, Cuck, she tried to run over. No, she didn't, Johnson. It did not appear to me that she tried to run him over. If I thought she tried to run him over, I would say she tried to run him over. I think you are biased. I don't think she tried to run him over. I think she was trying to run away. That's what I think. And I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because she is gone. Jim, did you read the pinned comment by any means? Jim, did you read the pinned comment? I like to point you to the pinned comment. It said we're going to respect the fact someone lost their life today. Wasn't somebody who was a bank robber, nor a terrorist. Christy, really? That's what it was? Domestic terrorism, huh? That's what they call it? All right. Okay. That's like the guy on the bus without deodorant carrying his underarms are weapons of mass destruction. I mean, if you want to be that goofy and stretch reality to that extent. But no, Jim. No. No, Jim. No. 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 No, Jim. No. Oh, God. Oh my God. Oh, oh God. Oh, really? He's been organizer. Oh, this is what I saw. This is a R.I.P. Uncle Tim. Oh, you mean Uncle Tim Walls? I thought you meant me. I'm like, dude, don't play like that. Oh, you talking about Tim Walls? Oh, damn. You know, sometimes people ask me, they say, Tim Black, why are you this way? Tim Black, why are you this way? Do you see the comments? You see the people that come here? You see their comments, fam? He said that motherfucker couldn't help hamburger. You see the people I got to deal with? A decade of people like this will warp anyone's mind a little bit. Love you. Don't ever change, fam. Don't ever change. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Yeah, he said something. Yeah. Hey, look, man. What is this? What is this? I'm sorry. This is my people? Oh. Mrs. Black is always sending me pictures of the kids. I feel you. I feel you. Facebook has so many trolls. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Look, I'm gone. This is great. Words of wisdom. What can we walk away on here? Let's see. That make a note about how to end this thing. I try to make like bullet points, like try to have cohesion. Now, my last part, I did it. Jacob Frey and Governor Tim Walz have strongly disputed the federal initiative. So, Mayor Frey and Governor Tim Walz, they dispute the narrative given by the Trump administration. They call the self-defense claim garbage after vehicle bystander video, and Governor Walz urged the public not to believe the propaganda machine. But the investigation of the shooting is underway by the FBI and Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Let's hope they do a better job than they did with the scandal, with the whatever scandal, the daycare, health services scandal. All right, folks, that's it. Look, tomorrow we got a special show, 7 p.m. No more talking points with my brother, Dr. Musa Abdullah. It's that time again. We do this every second Thursday of the month. So tomorrow's the day, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wouldn't normally have a live stream, but I got one tomorrow. So tune in for that. Then we'll be back on Friday. Yes, that's right. More Tim Black. More going on for you, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Hope to see you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Turn on all your notifications. I am no ways tired. Wolfpack. My name is Tim Black, and you've been watching the most dangerous show in America. Come back, be a part of it. We got a community. We're growing. I got nothing but love for you. Everyone has reasons for doing what they do. Sometimes it's bad alcohol. But for me, here go most of my reasons. I'm sure you have your own. Don't let nobody take your cornbread, family. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.